ओम वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारंभं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां विषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। नारायणं पद्मभुवं वसिष्ठं शक्तिं च तत्पुत्रपराशरं च व्यासं शुकं गौडपदं महान्तं गोविन्दयोगीन्द्रमथस्य शिष्यं श्रीशङ्कराचार्यमथस्य पद्मपादं च हस्तामलकं च शिष्यं तं तोटकं वार्तिककारमन्यान् अस्मद्गुरून् सन्ततमानतोऽस्मि। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतो वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। साक्षात्कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणं तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। द्वितीयमुण्डक प्रथमखण्डः। You can repeat. अपरविद्यायाः सर्वं कार्यम् उक्तम्।
अपरविद्यायाः सर्वं कार्यम् उक्तम्।
स च संसारः यत् सारः
स च संसारः यत् सारः
यस्मात् मूलात् अक्षरात् सम्भवति
यस्मात् मूलात् अक्षरात् सम्भवति
यस्मिंश्च प्रलीयते
यस्मिंश्च प्रलीयते
तदक्षरं पुरुषाख्यं सत्यम्।
तदक्षरं पुरुषाख्यं सत्यम्।
यस्मिन् विज्ञाते सर्वमिदं विज्ञातं भवति
यस्मिन् विज्ञाते सर्वमिदं विज्ञातं भवति।
तत् परस्याः ब्रह्मविद्यायाः विषयः।
परस्याः ब्रह्मविद्याया विषयः
सः वक्तव्यः इति उत्तरः ग्रन्थः आरभ्यते।
सः वक्तव्यः इति उत्तरः ग्रन्थः आरभ्यते
तदेतत् सत्यम्
तदेतत्सत्यम्
यथा सुदीप्तात् पावकात् विस्फुलिङ्गाः
यथा सुदीप्तात् पावकात् विस्फुलिङ्गाः
सहस्रशः प्रभवन्ते स्वरूपाः
सहस्रशं
तथाक्षरात् विविधाः सौम्यभावाः
तथाक्षरात् विविधाः सौम्यभावाः
प्रजायन्ते तत्र चैवापि यन्ति
प्रजायन्ते तत्र चैवापि यन्ति।
We have started the second chapter, first Mundaka. We have seen the meaning. Just a quick summary what we have seen. This Kanda, this from this Kanda of this Mundaka, that is Dvitiya Mundaka onwards, Brahma Vidya, that is Paravidya Vishaya, is going to be the subject matter. Tat etat satyam iti. This section is started. Tat etat satyam. This is indeed satyam, the truth. Etat satyam. Satyam referring to the vastu. The vastu, Purushakyam Aksharam, that Brahma vastu, it is satyam. It is the vastu, the Aksharam Brahma, it was mentioned. It was mentioned in the previous Mundaka also. In the previous Mundaka, it was mentioned as Aksharam, Purushakyam Aksharam, that Satyam, and that which is known by the knowledge called Brahma Vidya. Brahma Vidya is a samasa. Brahma Vidya, Shashti Tat Purusha Samasa. Brahmanaha Vidya, Brahma Vidya. The translation is knowledge of Brahma. Knowledge of Brahma means what? Is it the knowledge which is of the Brahma, owned by the Brahma? That's why the translation should be Vidya, that's the knowledge. Brahma is the subject matter. The knowledge for which the subject matter is Brahma. Brahmanaha Vidya, Brahma Vidya. Shashti, Tat Purusha Samasa. So the translation, better translation would be the knowledge for which the subject matter is Brahma. Brahma is the subject matter. Brahmanaha Vidya. Brahma Vidya. So that Brahma Vidya which the Angiras, he taught, Angiras a teacher, which he taught is the student Shaunaka. That Akshara Purusha, that is Satyam, Tadetat Satyam, and it is going to be elaborated. Therefore, Purvoktam Pakshamana Lakshanam Chayat Vastu Tat Satyam. That it was said before the previous Mundaka and is going to be talked about now. Therefore, etat Etat, this, tat, that is Satyam. Satyam Brahma. It is Satyam Brahma. That Brahma, that Aksharam Brahma, that is the Vastu. Why it is called Satyam? We saw it is Trikala Abaditam. Trikale Tishtati. Abaditvat. Satyam. That which is not subject to time. It means it is not born. Na jayate, mriyate va kadachit. It is not born, therefore not subject to time. It is deshakala vastu, aparichinnaha. Therefore it is satyam. It is not born, therefore it is not, it will not be gone. That which is the adhisthana, that adhisthana vastu, that Brahma, it is satyam. If Brahma is the adhishthanam for this jagat, presenting Brahma as the adhishthanam of this jagat, that is the tatastha lakshanam. I introduced the two lakshanam. Lakshane, lakshyate anena iti lakshanaha. And two lakshanam, swarupa lakshanam, tatastha lakshanam. Swarupatve sati lakshanatvam, swarupa lakshanatvam. Brahma is sat, Brahma is chit, and that is anantaha. Satyam, jnanam, anantam, anandam, Brahma. That is swarupa lakshanam, presenting the vastu, the Brahma, as it is. As it is, that is swarupa lakshanam. Tatastha lakshanam is presenting Brahma, which involves the other factors which are not intrinsic to Brahma. It is incidental. This jagat is incidental. So swarupa anantaragatve sati lakshanatvam tatastha lakshanam. So this Brahma, which is the adhishthanam, the knowledge of this Brahma, that Brahma Vidya, how to gain this knowledge of this Brahma, this knowledge of Brahma is gained only through Shastram. Shastrena eva veditavyam. It is only through the Shastra Pramana. It is revealed only by the Shastra. Therefore Satyam, what is revealed by the Shastram is Satyam. So Shastram, Shruti says, it is Satyam, it is a truth. That Shruti reiterates and it affirms that this, what I present, what I am going to talk, or what I reveal, it is Satyam. So that is revealed by that which is revealed by the Shastram is Satyam, and that what is revealed, that Pratipadya Vishaya is Brahma, that is Satyam. And that cannot be known by a person independently. Shastragyopi Brahman Swatantrena Brahman Vesham na Kurya. Therefore, only one has to go to the teacher. Tad Vijnanartham Saguru Meva Bigachet iti, the previous Mundaka we saw. Therefore, one has to go to the teacher and gain this knowledge. Shastra Vidyatvat, and therefore it is to be learned from the teacher, because Shastram being a Pramanam, it has to be operated by the Sampradaya. Now, this knowledge which is gained from the Shastra, the knowledge of Brahma, is it direct knowledge or indirect knowledge? It is gained through the Shabda, the words. Therefore, it cannot be direct knowledge. It has to be indirect knowledge. You see an object, you hear the sound, that is direct, pratyaksha. Pratyakshadi pramana is operated in the knowledge of the objects, which is under your range of the operation of the pratyakshadi pramanam, maybe indriyadi pramanam, you gain. That is direct knowledge. But this knowledge of Brahma, the knowledge regarding this vastu, the Brahma, it is Shabdagamya. It is Shastrena, Shastra Vedya. Therefore, Shabdagamya, Yati Yate Shabdagamya, Shastragamya. That which is known from the Shastra, that is indirect only, that is Paroksham. Let me clarify one thing that the last class, at the end of the class, what I said. There's three things need to know, that is Pratyaksham, Aparoksham, and Paroksham, and Nitya Paroksham. In fact, four things are there. That which is known by operating your sense organs, because they are the immediately available means of knowledge. Only 5 means of knowledge given, and they are the Mula Pramanam, operating which you gain the knowledge of a thing, that is Pratyaksha Pramanam. And Paroksha Pramanam is the knowledge which is gained not directly, indirectly. The words can give you the knowledge of a thing, that is Paroksha, and that can be verified later by Pratyaksha. That is Paroksha followed by Pratyaksha. You hear the word Taj Mahal, you have not seen. You have heard the word convey some meaning, and therefore you imagine. You have not seen even the picture, assume. That is hearing the name, hearing the word, you gain knowledge, that is Paroksha, and you can verify it later, that is Pratyaksha. So, not that every Paroksha is verifiable by Pratyaksha. There are some Paroksha Jnanam which cannot be verified immediately, and that will continue to be Paroksha always, like Swarga. Swarga is Nitya Paroksha. To verify it, you have to go. And when one can go to Swarga Loka, only when one gives up the Shariram. And who will come and report or give the truth of it? So that will always be Nitya Paroksha. Nitya Paroksha. And Brahma is Aparoksha. It is immediate, and it is immediate knowledge. It is not even direct. It is more than that. It is Aparoksha. It is always Aparoksha. Aparoksha Anubhuti. That is why we say Aparoksha Anubhuti. So, I think by mistake I said Avidya Van Purushaha, this Ajnani Purusha. For him, this Brahma, which is Aparoksham Brahma, is Nitya Paroksham. So I said, by mistake I said, it is Nitya Paroksha. Always will be a Nitya Paroksha for the Ajnani. Because for him, he wants to verify, or he wants to become one with Bhagavan. When? After death. Doesn't know what Brahma is. Brahma is, first of all, it is Paroksha Vishaya for an Ajnani. And that has to becoming one with the Ishvara, that is after Maranam. Therefore, it is always going to be Aparoksha Vishaya, Nitya Aparoksha. That is for Ajnani. This is what I said in the last class. If it is confusing, please correct it. I said Nitya Aparoksha. This will be Nitya Paroksha. That is a mistake. Please correct that. So, please Pratyaksha, Paroksha, Paroksha to be understood clearly. Now, coming back to the topic here, what is revealed by the Shastra? Is it Paroksham or not? It is Paroksham because it is gained through words. It is indirect knowledge only. It is any knowledge, any knowledge which are gained through the words. And Shastram also is Shabdatmakam Shastram. Therefore, it is indirect knowledge only. It is Paroksha. Like Swarga, etc. Shastram talks about Swarga Loka Prapti. So Swarga is the knowledge. Similarly, Punya Papa is also knowledge. All this knowledge, they are revealed by the Shastram. Therefore, this knowledge can be only Paroksha Jnana. Can be only indirect knowledge. Because it is they are known through the words. They are known through the words Shabda Gamyatvat. So therefore, since since the Brahma, the Shaya Brahma is known through the Shastra, therefore only one has to go to the teacher to gain the knowledge from the Shastra, to be taught by the teacher to gain this knowledge. And the teacher is one for whom his teacher taught. That time it was Paroksha. But Paroksha, in the beginning it was Paroksha, later that becomes Aparoksha. By this Jnana Nishtha, Abhyasa and all. So that Aksharam Brahma, what is revealed by the Shastram, it is Paroksham. It can be only indirect. So therefore, in the beginning it is indirect. That is, in the beginning it is indirect. In the beginning means that Brahma Asti. When you say Brahma Asti, it is indirect. Up to that point, it is indirect. But it is to say that Aksharam Brahma, it is as Brahma Asti. When you say Brahma Asti, it is Paroksham. But Brahma Asmi, that is what the Shastram says. So when it is known that Brahma as Asmi, then it is no more Paroksham. It is Aparoksham. In the beginning, it is Paroksham. As long as it is understood as an object, like any other object, it is Paroksha. It has to be known. It has to be known like any other object. But this Brahma is myself. That Brahma Aham Asmi, that is the Vishaya. When in the beginning, when the student goes to the teacher, he doesn't know. For him, it is one more Paroksha Vishaya. Therefore, it is indirect. Now it has become Aparoksha. It is no more Paroksha. After studying, after knowing that Tat Brahma, Satyam Brahma, Purushakya Brahma, Aham Asmi, then it is Paroksha. When it is known as Atma, myself, it is Aparoksha. It is self-evident that Brahma, it is myself, self-evident, it is Aparoksha. Aparoksham Brahma. How this Aparoksham Brahma has become Paroksha? That is what samsara is. This Aparoksham Brahma, Brahmatma, is considered to be a samsari. Therefore, only it has become one of the Paroksha Vishaya. This Brahma, this Aparoksham Brahma is self-evident. Therefore, one need not gain, there is no gaining also. One need not gain through the Shastra. Shastra gives you indirect knowledge. But this Brahma gives you, it is already gained. It is already gained. It is you. It is Nitya Aparoksha. So therefore only to point out that only, this mantra gives a drishtanta. It's a beautiful drishtanta. The drishtanta is to be understood because it is often misinterpreted. The Vispulinga drishtanta. Yata sudiptat pavakat vispulingaha. Vispulingaha. Vispuhu iti vispur. Vispulinga. That Vispuhu lingam asti iti vispulingaha. Vispulingaha means that which has got the linga. Linga means a sign or the symbol or the the dharma of shining. The shiningness, that is the linga. The dharma of the fire. The dharma of fire, the nature of fire. The nature of fire is with Ushnatvam and Prakashatvam. Therefore, Vispulinga means a spark. So, the linga, the dharma is fire. So, because it is fire, therefore, it doesn't require any other light, any other fire to know. Any other light is not required to know the fire. Fire itself reveals itself. It is revealing itself. Even if it is pitch darkness, fire doesn't require another fire. It is known, it is self-evident, revealing itself. In fact, it illumines the darkness. So, this Vispulinga, this spark, it has got the dharma as that of the fire, because it is not different. It is fire. Vispulinga is fire. It is not even like the fire, not Agnihi eva. This Vispulingaha, the sparks, are not like Agni. They are Agni. In fact, they are Agni. One spark is enough to cause the fire and destruction of the whole forest or the building. So it is fire itself, because Prakashatvam is there and Ushnatvam also is there. The dharma of the fire is there, therefore the heat and Prakasha both are there. Two are the dharma of the fire, which is there in the Vispulinga. Therefore, it is fire only. Therefore, it is not separate from the Agni, fire. But in the mantra, you can see Sudiptat, Pavakat. Important. These points are to be important. That is why saying it again. Sudiptat, Pavakat. Panchami Vibhakti is there. Panchami, we know it is Apadana Panchami. That which is a source of something, from which something is born. Parvatat, suppose, Parvatat, Nadi Pravahati, Parvata Panchami. From the Parvata, from the mountain, Nadi, the river flows. They are not same. Parvata, which is in Panchami, and Nadi, the river, not same. The river flows from the mountain. Vrikshat Palam Patati, the fruit falls from the tree. The fruit and the tree are not same. Fruit is a part, separable part, in fact. In fact, it is separable part. As long as it is in the tree, it is a part. You can call it as a part in Anga, separable part of the tree. And between Nadi and the Parvata, already there is separation. It has not become, not that it was one, and it has become different. It is already different. Water and the earth, they're different. The Stula, Prithvi and Stula, Jala, they are different. So Parvatat, Nadi. So the Panchami here it is used. Sudiptat Pavaka. Is it like that, Panchami? From the fire, the Pavaka. Pavaka is another name for Agni. So from the Pavaka, the fire, Why it is called Pavaka? Because it purifies. Because it purifies, that is why it's called Pavaka, purifier. That is why that fire is the best purifier. Fire, and the next one is only the water. So fire is the best purifier. That's why it's called Pavitram. With Pavitra Pavaka. It removes all the impurities. It removes all the impurities and makes the gold shine. The gold, when it is taken from the earth, it has in not only gold, any metal, it will be impure. Therefore, it has to undergo the purification process. The sequence of processes is there, becomes purified. The purifier, anything you want to purify, first day you will offer to Agni, it becomes purifier. It becomes purified because of the purifier Agni. Therefore, this Pavakat from this Agni, what Agni? It is Sushtu Deeptat, well kindled, well lighted fire. So Yata Vispulingaha Prabhavanti. This Vispulinga, the sparks which come out from the fire. The sparks which come out from the fire. How many of it comes out? Sagastrashaha, many. Sagastrashaha Prabhavante, in thousands, they emerge. They come out from the fire. So the source of the spark is the Agni. The source of this spark, this Vispulinga, is Agni. Is it like the apadana of the mountain and the river? Or is it like the apadana of the vriksha with regard to the fruit, the palam? No. The spark which has come from the fire, are they separate? No. The Swarupa of the Vispulinga and the Swarupa of the main source, the Agni, they are Samana. Samana Rupaha, Sarupaha. That's why the word Sarupaha is important. Even though Panchami is used here, Panchami is Apadana, and in the Panni Sutra itself, it is that which is a source will be Panchami. The mother gives birth to the child different. When the birth of something happens, then it becomes different from the main. But here it is not like that. Therefore, Samana Rupaha, it is of the same Rupa. Rupa means here Dharma. Rupa means form, the meaning is form, but here you have to take it as Dharma. The Dharma of these Vispulinga is same. That Ushtatvam and Prakashatvam, it is same. Therefore, it is fire alone. From fire alone came. That's something different. From fire, what came is fire alone. We call it as a spark. We call one thing as a spark, other one as a fire. So, they are not different, they are same. They are same. Similarly, Tata Aksharat Brahmanaha. From this Aksharam Brahma, Tata Aksharat Brahmanaha, Aksharam Brahma, and that Brahma is Satyam, and that is Shastra Vedyam, that Brahma. And Brahma is not separate from Atma. That Aksharat Brahmanaha, Vividaha Bhavaha, the varieties of Bhavas. Bhavaha is Jivaha. Jivaha, varieties of Jiva, Prajayante, they are born. Prabhavante, Prajayante. Yata Vispulingaha Prabhavante, Sudiptat Pavaka, Tata Bhavaha, Jivaha, Aksharat, Brahmanaha, Vividaha, Jivaha, Prajayante. They are born. The example you have to see, the beautiful example. Similar examples, the same Agni example is we saw in Kathopanishad also. Agnirgyataiko bhuvanam pravishtaha rupam pratirupo babuva. Ekastata sarvabhutantaratma rupam rupam pratirupo babuva Vayur etiko bhuvanam pravishtaha rupam rupam pratirupo babuva Ekastata sarvabhutantaratma rupam rupam pratirupo babuva iti. We saw the same Atma which is in all the beings, sarvabhutantaratma, and the beings have different forms. So in keeping with the form, the same, the Atma is present. Atma is present. In keeping with the form of different beings, the fire takes the shape. Similarly, it means the fire is present, potentially present in all the Indhanam. And the shape of the fire depends on the Indhanam. Similarly, this Atma, which is present in various forms. In various forms is present in this Atma is present. Atma doesn't take shape of the various form, it is present. In fact, the shape of the various jivas, the various beings or things is because that is mithya, and that exists, that owes its existence to this Aksharam Brahma. That is the example we saw in Kathopanishad. So all beings of different forms have the same Atma. Similarly, the same fire, it is present in various forms. Vividaha. Same idea is presented in this mantra also. So, therefore, that Brahma is a source that is called Tatastha Lakshana. Looking upon that Brahma as the source for the birth of this Bhavaha, the Jivaha, that is Tatastha Lakshanam. This Jiva, now as though it has become distinct, separate, how can Jiva be different? How can Vispulinga be different from the Agni when the Dharma is same? When the essence of the Vispulinga and the Agni is same, the same here also, the essence of this Bhavaha, Jivaha, and that which has come from Aksharam, Brahma, therefore it is same. Therefore this is also Mahavakya. That Jiva, that Atma is Brahma. Because Atma, the Jivatmas, the many Atmas, the many is only because of the Upadhi Vedat. Vispulingaha, many sparks are there, that because of the Upadhi Veda. Because of the difference in Upadhi only, there seems to be the difference, there seems to be the division, there seems to be the duality. But the reality is they are nothing but fire. Similarly, this Vividaha, Bhavaha, the Jivaha, the reality is Aksharam Brahma. And looking upon this Aksharam Brahma as a source of the birth of the Jivas, and Tatra Eva Yanti, they go back to the Aksharam Brahma. So therefore it is the same Brahma, which alone has become the Jivas, and they are called Jiva because of the Upadhi, the Veda. So therefore, from the fire the spark comes. From the fire, this spark has come. So the source is fire, and the product, if we can use the word product, the karya, karanam is Agni, and the karyam is also Agni, is Pulingaha. Now you have to see here, from the fire, the main Agni, the spark has come. The reality of the spark is fire, and the main Agni, that is fire. From Agni has come. From Agni, it means from the Agni, from the fire has come. How can fire come from the fire? Fire is fire. How can fire come from another fire? From the fire, another fire cannot come. So what is there is only the fire. Fire alone is present all the way. You can name one fire as Pavaka. You can name the another fire as Vispulinga because of the difference in Upadhi. From fire, from the Agni, Vispulingaha, the spark comes, we can say. But the spark is it different from the fire? In one way it is different, in another way it is not different. Both. It is different. It is different. Why it is different? How it is different? Because the difference is because of the Upadhi Vishesha. Upadhi Vishesha is there. The spark is there because it has got Desha, Kala, it is Parichinna. It is Parichinna, it is Vastu Parichinna, it has become separate, therefore Upadhi Vishesha, therefore it is different. But Swarupataha na Vedaha. Swarupataha, it cannot be different. Desha, Kala, Avachinnaha. Upadhi is there, therefore, from the Upadhi standpoint, it is different. But really, it is not different. Upadhi being Nitya, that really it is not different. So, even though we use the two words Pavaka and Vispulinga, from the Agni, this Vispulinga comes, and the sparks are also many, but all of them are really, it is fire alone, it is Pavaka alone. So, fire can create a spark. It means it cannot really create a spark. What it created is only the Upadhi. What it created only the Upadhi. Upadhi alone is born. And the fireness continues. Even in that Upadhi, the fireness which is there in the main fire, that Pavaka, it continues. So, similarly alone, from this Akshara Purusha, Aksharat, this Vividaha Jivaha Prajagante, these different types of jivas are born. How different types of jivas? What is the difference? That itself is wrong. Difference is only in Upadhi Vishesha. And Upadhi is not a Swarupa. Looking upon the Brahma as the Karanam, and this Jiva as a Karya. Jiva is the Karya is only from the Upadhi standpoint. Otherwise, minus this Upadhi, where is the Karya? There is no Karya. Therefore, that is called Tatastha Lakshana. So Upadhi is that which conditions, as though conditions. The physical body, the Stula Shariram, Upadhi. This Karya Karana Samghata, Upadhi. Different types of this Upadhis are there. Different types of Upadhi. Manishya Shariram is one Upadhi. Mriga Shariram, another Upadhi. And Bhashyakara will say different types of even Gandharva Upadhi, Deva Sharira Upadhi. All these are Upadhi only. And Upadhis are many. Upadhis are many. There are 84 lakh jivas are there. Upadhis are many. 84 different species. Therefore, Upaditaha Binnaha. But Vastutaha Atma Eva, Brahma Eva. All of them are born, means the Upadhis are born. Upadhis are born, but not Brahma is born, not Atma is born. They continue to be the same Aksharam Brahma alone. Therefore, Swarupaha Samana Rupaha, there is no difference with regard to the Swarupam of the Brahma. From the Aksharam Brahma, the varieties of Jiva, Vividaha, Jivaha, Prajagante, the varieties have come, that plural Vividaha, the plural is because of the Upadhi. Upadhis are many, therefore plural. And Upadhi standpoint only Jivaha, therefore plural. But the essence of the Jiva, the content of the Jiva, the dharma of the Jiva is Aksharam Brahma. So that is not different from the content of the jiva, the essence of the jiva is not different from the Aksharam Brahma. Therefore, yatha pavakat, pavaka is singular, ekavachanam, vispulingaha, bhagavachanam. Why bhagavachanam? Because of many fires and many upadhis. All these are upadhi vishesha. That bhagavachanam is upadhi vishesha, because of upadhi. Similarly, the bhagavachanam in jiva is also from the standpoint of the upadhi, dega vishesha. So, deha is there, therefore you know the jiva is there. Deha is upadhi, antakarna is upadhi. But what is this jiva? Jiva is Brahma. The jiva is available for your perception because of the upadhi. But surupataha it is Brahma. Therefore, jiva swarupa is Brahma swarupa. It is Aksharam Brahma alone. Yatha pavakaha vispulingaha. Pavaka is singular. Vispulingaha many. Therefore, one and many. Therefore, really there is no one and many. What is there is only Brahma alone. So, what is there is only Agni. Similarly, what is there is only Brahma alone. Therefore, it is Mahavakya, important mantra. This mantra is important another standpoint also. This in determining the tatparyam by applying the Shat Linga, Upakramopasamharo, Abhyaso Purvatapalam, Arthavado Tischa Ling iti Lingani Shat. Shat Lingas are there in determining or arriving at the tatparyam of the Shastram. So for that, this mantra for the Mundaka Upanishad also we will do later. We can apply the Shat Linga. Upakrama is introduction, Upasamhara conclusion. So in the introduction and the conclusion, the topic should be same. Then other points are there. Abhyasa, repetition must be there. Apurvata, all these are Shatlinga. By this Shatlinga, they arrive at the Tatparyam of the Shastra. And that is applied, and we know that Tatparyam of the Shastra is Brahma. That is how this Mimamsa, it is done. Mimamsa is not it is Purva Mimamsa. It is Mimamsa is Vichara. That is how the Vichara, Shastra Vichara is done, and they arrive at the Tatparyam of the Shastram. That is Brahma. That is a Tatparyam. That Jiveshwara Aikyam is a Tatparyam iti. By applying this analysis, this Pujya Vicharaha Mimamsa, applying that they arrive at. And for each Upanishad can be done. And for this Upanishad, this mantra is Upapatti. It is taken as the Upapatti to arrive at the Tatparyam. That we will see later. How Shatlinga. For that we have to study all the mantras of this Upanishad. Now, just coming back to this. So, this Jiva Swarupa is Aksharam Brahma. Therefore, from this one Aksharam alone, many Jivas have come. Means Jivas are not really many, they are not really different from this Vastu, this Aksharam Brahma. So, this is the meaning, but how it is can be interpreted, misinterpreted. That also we should know. Because of possible misinterpretations, only when we understand the meaning correctly, then only the possible misinterpretations can be dismissed. The same Upanishad, for the same Upanishad, different acharyas have written commentaries. Advaita Acharya had written commentary. Similarly, Vishishta Advaiti. Similarly, Dvaiti. So, the same mantra is presented by different Acharya in a different way. Therefore, according to their the mata, the views, the opinion. Now, how it is interpreted, you can see. This Aksharam Brahma, that which is the source from which all the jivas are born, all the jivas are born. So therefore, it has born, it means it has become separate. And the jiva has got the jiva has got the Brahmatvam. Like this Swamiji, Puja Swamiji used to say, that's called as a spark theory. From the Brahma, all these jivas have come. Therefore, all this jiva also will have the spark of Brahma. All this jiva also will have the spark of Brahma. That's called spark theory. It's a spark of Brahma, it's a part of Brahma. So you are a part, and the Brahma is the Purnam, that is a whole. From the whole, you are born, you are part. You are a part of Brahma. When you say you are a part of the whole, that is Dvaitam. There is no part in the whole relationship. It is not that spark and the Agni, the Pavaka, they have the part whole relationship. Where is that part whole relationship? The spark is fire. That's all. But looking from the standpoint of the Upadhi, it is different. That is Mithya already. It is dismissed as Mithya. That is not the Tattva. That is not the Tattvam. But this Upadhi Veda is so predominant in the mind of the people arguing this Dvaitam. They say that as the Vispulinga becomes separate, it was a part and it has become separate. Similarly, this Jiva, that you are a Jiva, is a part, and that Aksharam Brahma, the Paramatma, the Vishnu, is the whole. So it means the whole can be divided into parts. That conclusion comes. That Purnam Brahma, what we say, that is divisible into parts, is subject to division. And the part also has become separate. So therefore, this is a problem. This is the problem. But if they argue, then how can you call the jiva? How can you in fact use the word jiva? How can you in fact use the word jiva? If jiva is because of the Upadhi Veda, how can you use the word jiva? If you ask jiva, the word is used only from the Upadhi standpoint only it is used. It is an Upadhi being Mithya, and different types of Upadhis are there. In spite of different types of the Upadhi, the Swarupam doesn't change. The Swarupam of the Vispulinga doesn't change because of the different Upadhi. It continues to be the same, the fire only. So, but for these people, that is the other, the schools, other matas, this spark, now the spark is the Vishesha. It becomes a Vishesha. It becomes a Vishesha to the Pavaka. It is Vishishta. It is Visishta. That is why Visishta Dvaitim. This spark, Vispulingaha Pavakaha, the spark as though it become the adjective. Adjective Jiva Atma. This Jiva as though become adjective to Atma. This spark becomes as though an adjective. Not as though. For them it is adjective. For us it is, there is no adjective substantive relationship. Between the spark and the Agni, there is no such relationship. Because it is not Vishesha. The sparks are nothing but the fire. Therefore, the spark and the fire from the Swarupa, they are not different. That is what the example is. One Pavaka alone has become different fire. That alone is the example. we should not take into consideration the Upadhi. Upadhi Veda is there. Upadhi Veda, because of the Upadhi Veda only, Pavaka is huge. Pavaka is huge and spark is very small. That is Samashti Upadhi, Vyashti Upadhi. That is limited. That limitation is understandable. That limitation is understandable. That is why spark name is there. Pavaka name is there. Fire, huge fire. So, therefore, because the Upadhi is small, therefore the Jiva doesn't that Jiva doesn't become a part. The Jiva doesn't become a part of the whole. The Jiva doesn't become a part of the whole. It is not a part. It is the truth. And as though the Jiva becomes separate from the whole. Now the separated Jiva has to become one with the whole. Therefore only sadhanas are required. Therefore only the sadhana, because it has become separate, and the whole, it cannot become the whole also. It cannot merge with the whole. It will continue to be the part. That is called Visishta Dvaita. That is called Visishta Dvaita. It continues to be Dvaita. So these jivas are the amsha, they are the part of the whole, that is Brahma. The whole is there because of the parts. The part continues to be separate, and the different parts, they constitute the whole. Therefore, it is all Dvaita, Visishta Dvaita, Dvaita. Because this example can be interpreted like that. This, taking the example literally, as there are many sparks, and these sparks are the part of the whole, that is the Pavaka, the whole is the Pavaka. Therefore, stretching the example, this meaning can be arrived at, and that is the problem. So, Upadhi to be dismissed, Upadhi to be understood as Mithya, and the Satyam and the truth of the Vispulinga and the Pavaka. From that standpoint only, we talk about Jiveshwara Aikyam. We don't talk about Aikyam from the standpoint of the Upadhi. From the Upadhi standpoint, there cannot be Aikyam. Upadhi is available for our empirical perception. How can it be same? Fire and the Pavaka cannot be same in terms of Upadhi. And we say same, then it not in terms of Upadhi, it in terms of its Swarupa. So Swarupataha samanaha natu upaditaha. And that is not a Swarupa. The Swarupa of Jiva is not its Upadhi. And that we can know even by Anumana. My Swarupa is not, because it's not determined or not dependent on my Shariram. Shariram is a Upadhi. How can this Shariram limit my Swarupa? My Swarupa is Atma, Chaitanyam. How can it limit? Maybe in a limited way, this Chaitanyam manifests through this Shariram, but it cannot limit. This Chaitanyam, which is Aksharam Brahma, how can it be limited by the Upadhi? In a limited way, the Upadhi, through the Upadhi, Chaitanyam, this Brahma manifests. But it is one with Brahma. It is one. That oneness also not to be gained by adopting some sadhanam. It is already one. It is one alone. Therefore, it is Vedya Vishaya. Shastrena, Vedya Vishaya. Therefore, only knowledge. Therefore, only Shabda. Shabda gives knowledge. Shabda gives knowledge, and knowledge gives freedom. Means that the knowledge must be the truth. That must be the Satyam. That is why Tadetat Satyam. That Satyam Vastu, that Ekam Brahma, that Advitiyam Brahma, that Agamasmi, that is the Tatparyam, and that is the truth, and that is what is revealed by the Shastram. So, Therefore, only etat satyam. The word satyam to be understood very clearly. So, not dvaitam is satyam. Dvaitam is satyam only in the dvaita prapancha, where there is transaction with other so many jivas, so many things. The transaction also, for the transaction, in fact, it is possible because through the upadhi. Therefore, because it is possible through the upadhi, it doesn't mean the upadhi is satyam. In the empirical world, it is satyam, but the satyatvam of that upadhi is because of this Brahma. So, therefore, tat etat satyam yata sudiptat pavakat spullingaha sahasrashaha prabhavante Sarupaha, important Sarupaha, Tata Aksharat Vidaha, Aneka Rupaha, various forms, Vidaha, Bhavaha, various jivas, Prajagante, Tatraeva, Api. Tatraeva is Akshare Brahmani Eva Apiyanti. They resolve back into Brahma. They resolve back means they come and they go. No, they are one with Brahma. This Upadhi goes back into its source, into the Panchabhuta. That is it. From Panchabhuta, it came and it goes back. So what really came and went is nothing. It is that is presented as though it came and resolved back. That is called Tatastha Lakshana. Yato va ima nibhuta nijayante ye najata nijivanti yad prayanti abhisambhishanti. So the Upanishad also present like that. Aitara Upanishad, from out of which all these things have come, and they are sustained by that, at which it goes back. So what is there is only that Aksharam Purushakyam, that Ekam, that Brahma, and that is the Upadana. That is the Upadana, and that is why it is in the Panchami, Upadana Karana, Binna Nimitta Upadana Karanam, that Brahma, from that only all these have come. So the cause and the effect, the Karana Karya is mentioned. And the karyas as though they are many. And the karyas as though they are many. Really, there are no many karya. It is what is there is only, there are no karyas. In fact, there are no karyas. What is there is only the same Vastu Brahma. Like from the gold, many ornaments are made. Ornaments are made, and ornaments have got different names, but they are gold alone. Sarupaha samanaha. They don't have independent existence apart from the Vastu Brahma. Similarly, here also, this bhavaha, vividaha bhavaha, it is Aksharam Brahma eva. Therefore, Aikyam. Therefore, Aikya Jnanam, Jiveshwara, Aikya Bodhaka mantra. This Jiveshwara Aikya Bodhaka mantra. So this is what the meaning of this mantra, and important to be understood, because this mantra can create different ideas, different views, different matas, as it is interpreted by different people. This without a background, if it is this mantra, if it is studied, then one will for sure will conclude that Dvaitam is Satyam. Dvaitam is Satyam, because Upadhi, already we have strong Abhimana with the Upadhi. And and with that Abhimana, if you study this mantra, then it will reinforce the same idea. That has to go. That is why the example also has to be analyzed and understood, and we should know up to what extent the example can be stretched also. Then the Bhashyam, I think the Bhashyam we will read. Already we started reading the Bhashyam. We'll continue the Bhashyam the next class. ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। हरिः ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम।
धन्यवाद।
धन्यवादः।
धन्यवादः।
धन्यवादः सर।
धन्यवाद जी।